all the auto brands on the road today, only one has been named the best auto brand for 6 straight years. That brand is Mazda. Come shop and save on the award-winning lineup of new Mazdas right now at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome as we start another week of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping that all is well with you and yours in our COVID-19 world. And here's hoping that your weekend was an absolutely fabulous one. If not, well, as we are so fond of saying each and every Monday, right about this time of the day, good Lord willing, you will still be here when the next one rolls our way, and you'll have the opportunity to try it all over again. Boy, since the last time yours truly had the opportunity to spend some time with you, a virtual hornet's nest has erupted at our state's flagship university regarding Title IX and a woefully inadequate response to allegations of sexual harassment, misconduct, and violence on the campus of Louisiana State University. By now, the entire nation knows about the black eye that has been inflicted, a self-inflicted wound, if you will, for Louisiana State University. 2 high-ranking officials, Verge Osbury and Miriam Sager, both facing some pretty severe repercussions. For his part, Verge Osbury, who I've always viewed as a stand-up guy, immediately owned up, issuing a statement that reads as follows. I accept the conclusions and decisions rendered by the university and absolutely respect the commitment to putting the welfare of all students first. My entire career has been dedicated to LSU and the ideal of promoting and protecting student interests, and I regret that my actions in this instance fell short of that standard. I intend to redouble my personal efforts to make our university a model for best practices in the area of domestic and campus safety and dignity. The repercussions from this are in no way, shape, or form anywhere near over. As a matter of fact, we have found out since the release of this report that as far back as 2013, Joe Oliva recommended firing Les Miles over inappropriate behavior. Reading from WAFB, the CBS affiliate in Baton Rouge's website, former athletics director Joe Oliva recommended firing head football coach Les Miles in 2013 because of the coach's alleged inappropriate contact with female students. At the time, Miles was accused of kissing a student, sending text messages to female students, and taking some of them to his off-campus condo alone. He denied kissing the student and has not been accused of any sexual relationships with any of them. Joe Oliva emailed top LSU officials in 2013 saying that he specifically instructed Les Miles to not text, call, or be alone with any student workers, and obviously, quote, he didn't listen. He went on to say, I believe it's in the best interest in the long run to make a break as far as Les Miles and LSU is concerned. Meanwhile, again, speaking of repercussions and how wide-ranging they are, his new employer, Les Miles's new employer, the University of Kansas, has now put him on administrative leave. It is, in today's world, something that is not going to be tolerated in the least. Just ask New York's Cuomo. He'll tell you. Calls now resonating for his resignation. Interestingly, the repercussions from this are not just limited to Baton Rouge and Kansas. Now, individuals are also starting to question if F. King Alexander, the former president at LSU, should face some blowback from this as well. As you well know, I'm sure, and you remember, F. King Alexander left LSU to take the position with Oregon State. And the folks there now, while they are expressing, Oregon State is, confidence in F. King Alexander, the news media there in Oregon are all over this. As a matter of fact, in an op-ed piece published there, one writer questioned whether or not F. King Alexander, quote, was running from LSU or running to Oregon State. It is something that is heightened, the awareness these days. And at the end of the day, the university, any university for that matter, is charged first and foremost with the well-being of the young people entrusted to them on their respective campuses. And it is something that obviously is not new. It's been going on for quite some time. And it is not limited just to higher education. I mean, in recent memory, how many cases have we seen here in Louisiana and other places where high school teachers have found themselves embroiled in sexual relations with students? It is fairly safe, I would imagine, to say, had it not been for the advent of the hashtag #MeToo movement, a lot of this may well have gone unnoticed or swept under the rug. It is a stain, a black eye, for lack of a better phrase, on our state's flagship university. Of course, now, My late father taught me early in life that if you are human, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have missteps. You are going to do things that, quite frankly, you know are wrong and shouldn't have been done. That is not the true measure of a man or an institution. It is what you do after that that is most telling about the entire episode. For their part, LSU's interim president, Tom Galligan, says, quote, "We are committed to bringing about real concerted change that will make us a better, safer university moving forward. We owe it to the brave survivors who brought forth their experiences. We owe it to our past, current, and future students, and we owe it to you, our LSU community. And we owe it to everyone who has ever put their trust in LSU. But words are hollow. It is our actions that will make a difference. I'm asking every single member of our LSU community to work with us to create positive change and to hold us accountable in our pursuit of improvement." I don't think you have to ask President Galligan for that. Trust me, there will be more folks than you can shake the proverbial stick at that will be looking to hold Louisiana State University and its athletics department, yes, I do speak English, and the Title IX program accountable in the future. It is, at the end of the day, just the right thing to do because, quite frankly, it is a public institution. It is, by and large, the people of Louisiana who send their children and their hard-earned money to Louisiana State University. Now, for the record, let's understand something here. This problem is in no way, shape, or form exclusive to Louisiana State University. If it happens at LSU, it's probably happening in other places as well. We're all adults here. Let's be real about this. This is in no way, shape, or form exclusive only to Louisiana State University. But when you have such a high-profile institution and you have individuals involved that are making millions of dollars, even if they weren't high-dollar salaried individuals, they should be held accountable. So in the future, you can probably expect that this is in no way, shape, or form over, and individuals are going to turn over every rock, dead tree limb in the forest to be sure that they get to the bottom of this. And quite frankly, rightfully so. Just saying. We're heading up to our first break of today's show. It is, of course, Monday, so that means right after our first commercial break, we bring stupidity to a brand new level. First break of the hour, and we're on to Now That's Just Stupid. That's up next on the Clarence Bug Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wages wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Team Honda wants to thank you for once again making us Louisiana's #1 new car dealer by offering you never-before-seen savings. For the first time ever, get 0% financing up to 60 months on some of your favorite Honda models. Get thousands in savings right now at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with MANDA Fine Meats. Here at MANDA, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. MANDA Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. MANDA Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it MANDA every time.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. And if you're new to the show, just when we thought, after witnessing this increasingly obvious trend of how stupid some of us in America are becoming, just when you think we've reached a new plateau, we find a way to exceed that. Hence, now that's just stupid. But you'll notice it's not spelled S-T-U-P-I-D. That's just regular stupid. In this segment, we point out things that are S-T-O-O-P-I-D. That's an entirely different level of stupid. We start this segment with something that I don't know what it's more of. Sad, tragic, or flat out stupid. It comes from Baltimore, Maryland. A mother there, expecting her son to graduate this year, her senior in high school, found out recently that not only will her son not graduate in June, but he is going to have to go back and repeat, wait for it, all 4 years of high school. If this doesn't make you question where public education is going, or where it is at this point, nothing will. Come to find out, this young man, after being promoted from the 9th to the 10th grade, 10th grade to 11th grade, and 11th grade to 12th grade, come to find out, this kid only passed 3 classes in 4 years. Tiffany Francis' son has a class ranking of 62nd out of 120 seniors. This means 58 students at his high school, Augusta Fells Savage School for Visual Arts in Baltimore, have a GPA of 0.13 or less. Now, folks at the school apparently didn't inform either the student or the mother that you're going to have to go back. We know you're a senior, but you're going to have to repeat 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade until February of this year. Now, they looked at the transcript, found out the only classes he passed in 4 years were English 1, Health Education, and Fundamentals of Art in 9th grade. The problem I have with this, well, where do I start? Number one, how do you advance to the next grade when over 4 years you only pass 3 courses? And of course, there was a problem with truancy there as well. But here's the major problem that I have with this. The mother says, I had no idea that this was going on with my son. No one called me, wrote me, emailed me, whatever, to let me know. Now, the word is, she is a single mom with 3 kids, works 3 jobs to make ends meet. While I sympathize with that, that's your child. And over the course of 4 years, how many report cards came to your house? Over the course of 4 years, how many parent-teacher conferences did you attend? Over the course of 4 years, how many times did you ask your son, what'd you learn today? What did y'all cover this week? Tell me what you learned. Had you simply done something that simple, you would have known Houston, or in this case, Baltimore, we got a problem. Project Baltimore pulled the data for this young man, Augusta Fells. I'm sorry, they pulled the data from the school, Augusta Fells, and they found out a number of things. First and foremost, 61% is the attendance rate at this school. 61%. Only 61% of the students attend regularly. Of the 434 students that were enrolled in 2019, remember that number, 434 students attended in 2019. 2 of them tested proficient in math. 2 students out of 434 enrolled in this school tested proficient in math. And yet, 48%, nearly half of the students managed to graduate in 4 years. Here's the rub, as if that weren't bad enough. This school receives $5.3 million a year in taxpayer money. You heard me right. The school receives $5.3 million a year from taxpayers. And of the 434 enrolled, only 2 tested proficient in math, and only 2 tested proficient in English. If you think back to the last presidential administration, Donald J. Trump, President Trump went to bat for black parents whose children are stuck in failing inner city schools. He was a huge proponent of school choice. In this case, all right, parents of the 434 students, we're going to divide that into $5.3 million. That's how much is being spent on your child. If only 2 out of 434 students test proficient in math, and only 2 students out of the whole freaking school, 434 students, test proficient in reading, you should be able to take that money that they're spending and use it to put your child in another school. Democrats lost their freaking minds. So apparently, they're okay with your kids being stuck in failing schools. This young man, after thinking he's going to graduate in June as a senior, now gets to go back and repeat 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. I am not a betting man, but anybody want to bet that he'll never finish school? Anybody want to bet that after 4 years, he's going to say, wow, I wasted that 4 years. I really shouldn't waste another 4. I'm going to buckle down, knuckle down, and listen to the teachers and get help with tutoring and mentoring and make something out of my life. As sad a commentary as it is, odds are overwhelmingly that this is, here's what's really going to happen. He will move in the near future from being in one institution, public education, to another institution, the penal system. And the good folks, the tax-paying citizens of Baltimore, will get the opportunity, aside from the $5.3 million that this school receives in taxpayer funding every year. Now you get the luxury, the benefit, the pleasure of paying for 3 hots and a cot for God knows how long. Now that's just stupid. Bottom of the hour break. Find out what your kids are doing in school. You owe them that. We'll talk more as we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masks help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up. Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Caught spiders. Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. If you have been keeping abreast of the illegal immigration problem in this country, you know that we are facing an ever-mounting crisis. Now, if you are one of those that still allows yourself to be hoodwinked, snookered, and bamboozled by the mainstream media, you probably have no earthly clue what is going on at our southern border. It is something that says a lot about how the current administration views average Americans. It has gotten so bad now that even Democrats are starting to sound the alarm. Last week, Democrat Congressman Henry Cuellar announced that Border Patrol agents there, just in one sector, the Rio Grande Valley sector, during the 7-day period, apprehended approximately 10,000 illegal immigrants coming across the border into this country. That's just in one sector of the Texas border, our southern border. And yet, the Biden administration will tell you there's no crisis at the border. There's no problem there. 10,000 in 1 week. And conventional wisdom says this is only the beginning. It is only going to get worse from here. Now, for the record, let's understand something here, y'all. You will hear incessantly, well, America's a nation of immigrants. Yes, we are. We're a nation of mutts. Just about all of us came here from someplace else, with the exception of Native Americans. But the point is, there's a process. When you see, those of you who paid attention in American history class, when you see Lady Liberty and you see the inscription on the base, give us your tired, your poor, those yearning to be free, the whole nine, you know it, as Joe Biden would say, the thing, you know, the thing. There's a process involved. When individuals would arrive on ships, there was a process you went through. You didn't just jump off the ship, take off and set up residence. It's a process involved, a legal process. And yet this current administration, not only are they allowing thousands of people to just walk across the border, they're not being tested for COVID or anything else. They're not being scrutinized for criminal records. They're just allowed to walk the you-know-what in here and set up shop. As a matter of fact, in this most recent COVID relief bill, Democrats voted down an amendment by Ted Cruz that says we're not going to give $1,400 stimulus checks to illegal immigrants. The freaking Democrats voted it down. So in response to all this, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, says, okay, your job, in the words of Roger Cador, your job is to do your job. If you are not going to do your job, Joe Biden, Democrats, which obviously you aren't, then I'm going to take matters into my own hands. Governor Abbott has announced that he is deploying the Texas National Guard and state troopers to respond to this growing crisis. Good for you, Gov. Way to go, Governor Abbott. When the federal government turns a blind eye, not only turns a blind eye, but looks you in your face and says, well, there's no, there's nothing to see here. There's you know, there's nothing going on here. Then that's when folks on the state level have got to step up and do what's right by their citizens. The governor, Greg Abbott, has announced Operation Lone Star to combat the smuggling of people and drugs into Texas. It will integrate the Texas Department of Public Safety with the National Guard. He is ordering, is Governor Abbott, the deployment of air, ground, marine, and tactical border security assets to high-threat areas, saying, quote, the crisis at our southern border continues to escalate because of Biden administration policies that refuse to secure the border and invite illegal immigration. Texas supports legal immigration, but will not be an accomplice to the open border policies that cause, rather than prevent, a humanitarian crisis in our state and endanger the lives of Texans. We will surge the resources and law enforcement personnel needed to confront this crisis. to show you how Democrats think and to show you the disease of liberalism. What should it say to us that the Biden administration and the Democrats in Congress will tell you there's no crisis at the border, while in 1 week, in one sector, 10,000 illegal immigrants apprehended. There's no crisis. We don't need to secure the border, and yet they take millions of your tax dollars, build a freaking wall around the Capitol, and put thousands of armed American troops in the streets. So let me get this right. I don't deserve protection as a Texan. I don't deserve protection as an American. But since I'm a congressperson, I can take your tax dollars, build a wall around where I work, and put guys with M16s in the streets where I work. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Green Party, whatever. I don't care what your political persuasion is. That's flat out wrong. And if you don't see it and call them on it, you are part of the problem. These people only pull these kind of shenanigans, this kind of foolishness. Boy, I wish I was on Sirius XM so I could call it what it really is. This kind of bovine fecal matter, because you allow it. Of course, now, you probably too stupid to realize what's actually going on, because you let the mainstream media gin you up to hate Donald Trump so bad that you can't see the truth when it's right there in front of your very eyes. 10,000 in one sector in 1 week. And yet, you're paying for a wall around the people's house. You're paying for armed troops, which last we heard will probably be there through the fall. Even though Democrats will tell you, oh, well, we understand that there's a security threat to the Capitol, but they won't give you any specifics. You see how they play you? And your dumb behind falls right in line, go right along with it. I keep hoping that the American public at some point will wake up. Scary part is, by the time most of y'all do, it's going to be too late. Let them in. Don't check, validate anything. Load them up on buses and spread them out across America. Yeah, that's the ticket. If it weren't so disgusting and shameful, it might actually be stupid. You like that one, huh, Marty? Final break of today's show. Let me get her done. We'll come back, put a big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with MANDA Fine Meats. Here at MANDA, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. MANDA Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. MANDA Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it MANDA every time.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
We're making 2021 the year of savings, and it starts right now at Team Toyota. Come get a new 21 Corolla for just $189 a month, or get a 20 Camry for just $19,995. It's a year full of savings starting right now, right here at Team Toyota.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. I have a major bone to pick with some folks that I truly love. And I hope they will accept this in the spirit that it's given. I love this group of people, but I got a major bone to pick with y'all. This past weekend, I went to A.W. Mumford Stadium on the campus of Southern University for the lone home game of the spring season. Southern taking on University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Now, as you know, I'm a Southern boy. Grew up selling concessions in A.W. Mumford Stadium as a kid. I'm talking 5th grade in that era. Marched in the band at Southern University, member of the famed Human Jukebox. So I show up at the game Saturday to get my jukebox fix, okay? If you've ever been to an HBCU game, football game, you know the overwhelming majority of people in the stadium have come to see the band with a side order of football, okay? So I get there and find out the band has been moved to the visitors' side so that they can allegedly social distance. If that's social distancing, then we've all been doing it wrong, number one. Number two, The band didn't march at halftime. Okay? Now, I understand, we got COVID-19 and this, that, and the other. I get all that. But here's what got under my skin to no end. The band, for whatever reason, long extended timeouts, didn't play. Instead, on the PA system, they're blaring rap. Now, your job as the band is to entertain those in attendance. If I go to an SEC game, I expect to hear music played through the PA system because the SEC doesn't have bands like HBCUs. The SEC doesn't have a Sonic Boom of the South. The SEC does not have an Ocean of Soul. The SEC does not have a human jukebox. So I expect you're going to play some rap, you're going to play some stuff that I really don't care to hear on the PA system during the game. That's not what I came to the game for. If I want to hear rap, hell, I could go to a nightclub and hear that. And I wouldn't have to buy ticket prices for the football game. And if I'm a family of 4, and I bought tickets for the whole family, I'm buying concessions, I'm paying for parking, I want to hear the band play. What is up with that? You only have one freaking home game for the whole season, and you're sitting on your hands. Your job is to entertain us. You are a band. Your job is to play music. Listen, at the end of the day, good or bad, right or wrong, the majority of folks at an HBCU, you come to hear the band. Pure and simple. Pure and simple. And it's not as though you have to worry about blowing out your lip. You only got one freaking game to play for. Really? Come on, Southern. Y'all know I love you. Hell, I marched in that band. The amount of sweat equity I left on that field to be a part of the human jukebox, I love it more than maybe any other person out there, with the exception of my fellow band alums. I don't know the new band director, but you owe me one. Pure and simple. No two ways about it. You owe me one. I took time out of my day. Heck, I could have driven up to Grambling to go and watch Grambling Jackson State to see if Coach Prime Time is going to get his first win. That would have been history in the making. But I chose to come and support the school I love, the school where I marched. And I'm listening to rap, a DJ playing on the PA system? Nah, Hoss, that ain't the way this game's supposed to go. That is not the way this game is supposed to be played. So I'm going to chalk it up to COVID-19. I'm going to chalk it up to COVID-19. But I won't forget, you owe me one. You owe me being entertained. You owe me living up to the legacy that all those who have come before have established. There's a saying at Southern, and it goes as such. We know we're the best because we got the S on our chest. Then prove it, damn it, prove it. All right, I'm done with that. But I had to get that out of my system. I was sorely disappointed. Meanwhile, speaking of Jackson State and Grambling State, Coach Primetime has proved Jackson State is back. Now, it's easy to say after one game the Blue Bengals are back. But for Jackson State to beat Grambling at Grambling says something, particularly when Grambling has owned Jackson State since 2014, beating them regularly. And Grambling has not lost a game at home in the last 4 years. So to jump on I-20 and make that trip from Jackson, Mississippi over to the red clay hills of North Louisiana and come out with a win says a lot. Now, you also have to understand Jackson State and Grambling are bitter rivals. Bitter rivals. So it could well be that because it was a game of that magnitude, Jackson State played above their heads. I will leave to you to make that determination. But at least for 1 week, Coach Primetime, Dion, and the folks at Jackson are sending a message. Y'all better watch out, because Jackson State is back. Got to send a shout out too as well, before I forget, to a great guy. And I could not be happier for this guy. David Semino Jr. You probably know him as the former head football coach for Catholic High Point Capee. Took them to the state championship, lost out last year, but revived that program to levels that they'd not been at in 40 some odd years. Well, he was announced last week as the new head coach for Catholic High here in Baton Rouge. He beat out more than 100 applicants for that job. When you're number one out of more than 100 people that apply for it, it lets you know something. For those of you that didn't know, Coach Gabe Fertitta, former coach at Catholic, left to take a job with the Louisville Cardinals, an upgrade to the college level. But David Semino Jr., Catholic High, y'all hired a great guy. I had the opportunity to do a couple of sit-downs, extended sit-downs with David Semino in that run up to the state championship. He is a God-fearing, Louisiana-loving football coach, and he is going to continue, I have no doubt, the tradition of excellence at Catholic High. Tip of the hat to David Semino Jr. and to Catholic High's Bears for hiring a really good guy. My time's up, and I gotta go. I saw you, Marty. I saw you over there waving your hand. I know. This day, just like any other, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we're not perfect. But for this old boy's money, we're still the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you realize he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Then again, there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.